The door return symbolizes a spiritual, economic, physical, and emotional connection back to the motherland. So it's a way of connecting with the historic African diaspora that wants to return home. And this year, Dr. Julius Garvey is our special guest of honor, and that is important because you know the role his father played in encouraging those taken away as slaves to return to the motherland. But unfortunately, he could not realize that dream before his dad, but his son is taking up the mantle. So the doors are open. This is home. The investment opportunities that are coming with this visit. So it's a whole lot of things happening. I just pray that it grows bigger and better. And I also hope that we have a permanent door built in Badagry where, as a tourist, you just want to visit that door because it will change your perspective about a whole lot of things. So I thank Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for supporting this event this year. And it's just something we all should support and should participate. And Nigeria has everything. Tourism, human resources, everything.
Take them easy.
It won't be a surprise that not everybody that lives in Lagos know more about Lagos. There are some things that you've been staying in Lagos for donkey years and you don't know some part of Lagos. You don't even know some things exist in Lagos. We deal with the grassroots. Like we have the diasporans in Badagry now. You don't take them to cities. You bring them down to local places where they can see something and appreciate, coming together to go into all these local areas and meet with their royal fathers, their traditional rulers, ask what do they have. They are the custodians of all these histories and culture.
If you want that spiritual experience, if you want that reconnection experience in Africa, we have a lot of places to visit. And Badagry in Nigeria is one of those places that Africa diaspora need to reconnect with. And the ancestors are alive through us.
I bring different people every time so that they can experience the common humanity of the continent from which all human beings were birthed. I'm looking to see how I might be able to bring my vision and commercial properties and ways to bring economic development as well as continuing to lift people's spirits.
Our history is deeper than what they put in the history books. That is why it is important for Africa diaspora to come to Africa, not just believe in what you read in books. Make your own personal research. I use the opportunity to introduce the Wawu of Badagry. Is the descendant of the people that the Europeans met here, and it's the Wawu who united with the British to stop the slave trade. The Wawu family were abolitionists. They were against the slave trade. So let us appreciate Wawu of Badagry. Thank you. Opportunity for the world to meet a direct descendant of one of the abolitionists, an opportunity again for us to meet descendant, son of Garvey himself. Thank you, sir.
These are the stories we can carry back.
You can leave the sun.
Slave trade, we are told, began around 1445 by the Portuguese, because then they were given the right by the Vatican to explore the west coast of Africa. Initially, it was in search of gold and ivory, and probably to propagate Christianity. But when they arrived, few Africans were kidnapped, and they were taken to Lisbon in Portugal to serve as a proof to Sir Henry the Navigator, who sponsored the exploration of West African coast, that they had actually crossed the northern Africa to West Africa. Because right now, there are people of very different colors. So another idea now occurred to them that they can equally trade on these people. So that was how the idea of the transatlantic slave trade was conceived. So they came back, and those coastal communities were being plundered on daily basis by the Europeans in sort of cheap labor on their plantation. And this lasted for over 400 years. We lost more at home than we would have ever, because before a slave is taken, at least 1 or 3 members of that family would have lost their life, because naturally they resist. And those that resisted will be killed for them to get, what they wanted. So meaning Africa lost more back at home than those that made it to the unknown destination.
What is a barracoon? A barracoon literally means a slave cell. A barracoon is an embankment where enslaved people were kept while waiting for the arrival of the European slave ship. This is a river. On the other side is called the point of no return. So the Atlantic Ocean is on the other side. The ocean is on the other side. So while they are waiting for the European slave ship to arrive, they need a place to keep them. They need an hotel, a terrible hotel. So this becomes that horrific hotel that the ancestors were kept while waiting for the arrival of the European slave ship. There are about 5 barracoons in Badagry, but to hide the face of slavery around here, when they say it was abolished, they demolished those buildings. And this man called Ronke Macaulay, he was very smart. So, because the Europeans said, okay, we have abolished the slave trade, we don't want to do it anymore. He became a farmer. He was keeping his farm products in the rooms. That's why the building is still standing.
We'd like to let everybody here present know that in the palace of His Majesty, the paramount ruler, Badagry Division,
Tashayon.
My name shall be and be called Senami.
My name is Zijaho. That Jin. Jin, yes. Gracias, 7, 8, 9. It shall be well with you. Say Amen. Ajigo of Badagry Kingdom. The sun returns. The sun returns home. Return home. Ajigo of Badagry Kingdom.
I honestly think the biggest thing I've seen is a major sense of pride. It's really been huge. It's in everything. It's in the music that you guys have shared, that your clothing, and like I said, that bond that everyone has had with one another. You know, it's very different in the United States. Many of the states could be very separated from each other and be very, very singular and individualized. But here it really feels like there's a deep connection, a deep-rooted feeling to the heritage, the history, and to the community. And that's been prevalent in everything, and that's pretty amazing.
I'm very happy to be part of the entire package because the significance of welcoming our long-lost brothers, you know, well, maybe their own parents and grandparents back home through the African door of experience is something very significant, you know, to our belief for freedom and connecting with them coming back home to their roots. So we welcome them, and we're happy that this is happening in Badagry, the home of tourism. We have an avalanche of artists, dancers, singers, you know, drummers that we just put together. All the shows, all the performances put together for this show. Put together for this show within 2 weeks.
My message will be open your eyes and your ears to the world. I would say that coming in here to Nigeria has been a great experience. Nothing but great things that I had experienced. So I was in that, don't be afraid to come here. Don't be afraid to experience the people. Don't be afraid to come experience the food, the culture, because you will be surprised and amazed by what you found.
So far, since we have been in Badagry, our delegation has experienced the culture, not only of Nigeria, but even the specific culture of Badagry, the people, the town, the museums, and specifically even last night, a theater performance where there was dance and drama and music and drums, lots of drums. And those drums reminded me of the African American and African experience. When I think of the word drum, I think of the D, which stands for dancing. and there was so much dancing, and it reminded me that even when our people could not dance physically when they were enslaved, they were still dancing in their hearts and in their minds and in their memories of what they knew from being home here. I also think of resilience, that's the R in drum, and just the continual determination to come back even after you've been beat down. So it's amazing the resilience of the Africans. And then the U reminds me of that undying spirit. Even though we may have been dying in our bodies from our ancestors, Black families keep coming back and keep resoundingly dancing and moving and feeling and emoting and thriving. Lastly, in the word drum, I think of miraculous. The fact that the Black family even exists after all that we've gone through for hundreds of years is absolutely amazing. And so when I heard those drums at the performance last night, as we put our feet on the ground in Badagry, it continually reminds us of the Black experience. And you can't get that anywhere else until you come home right here to the joy of return.
The hidden treasure here in Badagry, it's enormous. We have to bring out those hidden treasures. And I want to thank Governor Sanwo-Olu for the tremendous support he has given to tourism in Lagos State. So building on a project like this can only open that hidden treasure. It shouldn't remain hidden anymore. It's too beautiful, it's too deep, it's too emotional to be a hidden treasure. It should be an open treasure that the world will cherish.
In the waters, wade. In the waters, children, wade. In the waters, God will deliver us from the water. Just hold us. Just deliver us. Just deliver us.
They will walk from this part to the Atlantic Ocean. The route is about 1.5 kilometers. And the chains, because of the connection between the chain and the sunlight, so the chains were equally very hot. And on a typical afternoon, the island here is the sand is very, very hot. So they are walking on a hot sand. The chains around their neck is also hot. They were naked. Of course, they didn't see each other's nakedness because of the pain and sorrows in their hearts. You are here not to just have fun. You are here to reconnect. So on our way coming back, it will be a different experience. So let's go.
I've started feeling the heat on my feet, and this is just less than 100 meters. And I understand we still have a kilometer and something ahead of us. So you could just understand what they went through.
this event, the specifics of this event is that it's highly symbolic, and it goes directly to your heart. Maybe sometimes bypassing your mind, just to works on your feelings, and it probably you have to give maybe a couple of days, weeks, maybe even months in order to process it as with your mind, trying to understand how it works.
Un enfant de la diaspora, nous on vit au Bénin, mais je suis vraiment contente d'être aujourd'hui à Badagry, au Nigeria. Mais je pense qu'à cette porte, il faut vraiment qu'il y ait un monument symbolique qui informe les gens que nos ancêtres sont passés par là.
Nous sommes ici pour que la prophétie du Back to Africa s'accomplisse. Avec en plus de ça, la présence du fils de Marcus Moja Garvey prend tout son sens aujourd'hui.
With Queen Mother over there, she wants to render some prayers, so we go with her.
Ashe, 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 oh. Thank you for allowing us to be at the shores. Badagry. Ashe, 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 oh. Divine light that keeps us, nurture us, lead and guide us home from the shores of Mother Africa.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, thank you so much for your support. And the governor is ably represented by the secretary to the state government, who is a daughter of the soil. Can we welcome our beautiful SSG?
By the time you come back again, we hope to see you very soon. We're going to make sure that there's more for you to see, and we're going to take you around the other parts of Lagos. Thank you very much, and welcome home again.
I want to talk to my brothers and sisters here today. You know, I want us to really appreciate what's happening here today. This is an event. This is something, history being made. And I want you to understand that. You're part of history being made.
Today, Marcus Garvey is rejoicing. Today, Kwame Nkrumah is rejoicing. Today, Patrice Lumumba is rejoicing. Today, Winnie Mandela is rejoicing. Today, Harriet Tubman is rejoicing. And we should rejoice too, because God has done a magnificent thing. He's returned back our glory. He's returned back our dignity.
Well, those of us who are abroad are now at home. So we have to build together. Because my father believed in the redemption of Africa, he believed in the renaissance of African civilization. And that legacy has been passed down to each and every one of us. So we must rebuild Africa. That is our job, that is our duty. and in rebuilding Africa, we'll change the world.
May I encourage our brothers and sisters in the diaspora to join us in building the Africa of our dreams. I assure you that as a government, we will continue to extend our hands of brotherhood to all our brothers and sisters, our kings and queens across the globe.